Hutchinson.
Here.
City Treasurer Martin. Councilor Cat.
Here.
Councilor Crew. Councilor Harris. Councilor Harris. Councilor Holt. Councilor Holt.
Yeah.
Councilor
That's it.
Yes, sir. Councilor Hutchinson. Councilor Muhammad. Councilor Muhammad.
I'm here, present.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
muted me.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilor Monday.
Here.
Councilor Murray.
Patricia, pull your mic.
Councilor Pulliam.
Here.
Councilor Wheelis.
Here.
Thank you. Councilor Harris.
We have a quorum. Yeah, we have a quorum present. I talked to Councilwoman Hutchinson. She wouldn't be here today.
Did you say Councilor Muhammad?
Yes, ma'am. You said present.
Was there any correction to both sets of minutes?
Motion approved is submitted. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Those minutes passes. The city attorney, old business.
It's a third reading of an ordinance granting a franchise to Comcast of Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Mississippi, Tennessee, LLC to construct, own, operate, and maintain a cable television system in the city of West Memphis, Arkansas, setting forth conditions accompanying the grant of the franchise and providing for regulation and use of the system and for other purposes.
I get a motion second to approve.
So moved.
I get a second.
Second.
In discussion. I don't know if you all heard me. Was there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, will you get that ordinance and number, please, Ms. City Clerk? It passes.
That ordinance number will be 2546.
2546. City Attorney?
This is the third reading of an ordinance to amend the personnel policy to include a social media policy to the employee policy handbook and for other purposes.
This is a policy that I went through with all of my department heads. They was fine with everything. The police department added a section in there for that department, and that's the only change within this ordinance right now. I get a motion and second to approve.
Moved. Second.
Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Will you get that ordinance and number, please?
Yes, Mayor. That ordinance number will be 2547.
That number is 2547. New business, we got another resolution that we want to add to the agenda. Okay. You get a second?
Second for title only.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes, then we'll come back to that.
You want me to add it now?
Yeah.
Mayor, if I may, that we go ahead and ask for permission to add R2 to the agenda.
I oppose.
Stop that.
What is R2? I got in pre-council a little late.
R2 is the resolution authorizing a couple of employees, Mrs. Perry and Kenneth, to be able to sign documents with the bank in the absence of the finance director. We have the carts that are being purchased.
Authorizing who to sign it?
Tori Perry and Kenneth, city purchasing agent, to be able to sign documents in the absence of the finance director. The council's approved the purchase of carts, and we need to go ahead and start arranging the financing.
But we need someone authorized to sign the agreements.
Well, I think that's something, another subject that we really need to sit down and talk about, because number one, we come to putting everybody in charge of, and there's a reason why all these different offices. But I think that that's another conversation that we need to definitely look at versus, this constantly just putting everybody on the sign or whatever. It's nothing towards who that you're talking about. And I just think that we need to look at this knee-jerk reaction that's going on past.
I would
Now,
like.
did we already, I thought we already authorized Tori to sign something, but at the last, we authorized her to sign a lot of things, what was that?
She has the authority to open an account if the city needs one. She has the authority to sign checks, which you granted.
And this will give, her and Kenneth the authority to sign what?
Loan documents.
Phone?
Loan, L-O-A-N, loan documents.
After council approves.
After the council's approved it.
Sign those documents. I mean, I trust both of them, but I just need a clear understanding.
Well, it's always, what's transpired in the past is the finance director always signed the documents. The finance director is absent in order for the
continuous day-to-day operations. We need to appoint someone to handle the day-to-day operations of the city, and signing loan documents is part of that.
I thought we had put Tori as like a substitute finance director. That's what I thought.
Now, she's the city accountant, and you've given her authority to sign checks, and you've given her authority to open a bank account if you need one. But you haven't given anyone the authority to sign legal documents with a bank to borrow funds.
Mr. City Attorney, do you have a legal opinion on that?
Well, this is something that was requested of us by Fidelity, who we're intending, I think, to try to borrow from. I spoke with a representative after talking with the mayor and Alderman Catt, Councilman Catt, about what we needed, and also so that I prepared it as a result of their request, and I think that's what's needed by Fidelity, along with the minutes of the meeting authorizing the borrowing. This particular resolution doesn't allow them to do anything without council approval. So.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm talking about for legal authority from this legal, whatever you take for finance areas of different certain offices. I mean, it's a reason why they're set up like they are. So I'm just saying, I mean, I don't see what Mr. Dean said. Was continue adding this one on, that one on. So, that's when I say we need.
Because we need a city clerk.
City clerk can't sign that.
I just need an opinion from Mr. Lee.
She doesn't have that authority.
Well, if it's not going to let us add it.
I'm with you, Ms. Harris. If we had a city clerk, that would eliminate, I think, a lot
Our
of
city
this.
clerk doesn't have that authority.
Yes, it would.
Let me add this. City clerk ain't got nothing to do with signing loan documents. So let's just, I call a meeting
A
tomorrow.
lot of things that could be signed, she could be signing, and it would be such a burden on everybody else.
We'll move on.
This has never happened before.
Okay. 01.
Like I said, we'll start with our
R1. Mr. City Attorney.
Yes.
Do you mind giving an opinion from the municipal league, if you don't mind? Could I put that in the request?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand what opinion you want me to get. Okay, wait a minute. Let me restate what I think you're asking me for, okay? You're asking me to get an opinion from the municipal league whether a financial institution can ask us to get a resolution authorizing someone to borrow money according to council approval. Is that what you're asking me?
You said with council approval?
Yeah, that's what this resolution says. With council, they don't do anything without council approval.
Asking because I'm just saying we have to go through everything that we pass. Something you got to do, something you don't.
The city council can pass laws that are not in conflict with the state laws, anything that's not illegal. So I don't think really I need an opinion from the municipal league, but if you want me to get one from them, I'll try to ask a question that they can give me an answer to.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Did Councilman Catt make a motion to have that added, and if so, did we do anything with that motion?
rejecting.
Mr. Pulliam opposed it, and it has to be unanimous, so it would not be added to the agenda.
So I'm going to read R1 now.
Yes.
R1 is a resolution recommending and encouraging all public businesses and facilities, staff, and patrons to wear facial mask covering in West Memphis as recommended by the Center for Disease Control in effort to ensure public safety during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I get a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Not wearing a mask, does that mean they can be arrested?
No.
No. That's their own will, man, more or less.
Yeah.
No, as long as this is not a requirement law, if it's a recommendation, if you do it, you do it, if you don't, you don't. We do it, a lot of people do, some don't. I like the way it's written. To me, it looks like it's written out quite well. And I think people should be wearing masks out in public places, but that is still their business.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor by aye?
Aye.
Opposed? We get a resolution number.
Resolution number 2225.
Before we move on to 01, did everyone get the resolution on the cards? Email?
No, I didn't.
Meeting tomorrow.
All right, well, I'll call the meeting again tomorrow for that and and for Ann and Tori and Kenneth to the agenda. So I'll call the meeting tomorrow officially at 1:30. And that's fine with everyone? 1:30 tomorrow. All right. 01, City Attorney?
All right. 01 is an ordinance recognizing the Arkansas medical marijuana amendment, addressing violations, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
Mayor, make a motion that we suspend the rules and place it on second reading.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, City Attorney.
An ordinance recognizing the Arkansas medical marijuana amendment, addressing violations, declaring an emergency, and for all other purposes.
Mayor, may I further suspend the rules and place it on its final reading?
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
City Attorney.
An ordinance recognizing the Arkansas medical marijuana amendment, addressing violations, declaring an emergency, and for all other purposes.
I get a motion to approve.
So moved.
Would you give an explanation of that first of all for the public's
Yeah, that's
sake?
Miss Muhammad. Let me get a second, and then I'll make sure I do that.
Okay.
I get a second.
Second.
All right. Well, discussion, City Attorney.
So this went through the police commission, we believe, in the meeting in February. It was not brought on the agenda until now because we had other issues to deal with the COVID-19 and didn't want to overburden the police with any additional problems that they had to deal with. It was brought to me by Assistant Chief Robert Langston, and the purpose, as I understand it, is to be able to enforce laws, the Arkansas law, with regard to anyone who has a medical marijuana card. Even though they have a card, they're not allowed to go out in public and use in public where it affects others. This gives the police the ability, if they have to make arrests when people are not properly abiding by that amendment. And Assistant Chief Langston's here if there are any other questions that I can answer.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Ms. City Clerk, when you get that ordinance a number?
There will be, oh, that's an ordinance, I'm sorry. 2548.
Ordinance number 2548.
And there's an emergency clause also, which is section 7.
Mayor, make a motion we accept the emergency clause under section 7.
Get a second? I get a second to approve the emergency clause.
Yeah.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's approve the emergency clause. All right. Permission request. I need permission to accept the West Memphis, Arkansas Community Development Block Grant Entitlement Program amended final statement of the community development objectives and projected use of funds. And basically what we're doing with the new COVID money that we got, you all allocated some, or we just had to amend the ordinance, the final statement. I'm sorry. Can I get a motion and a second to approve?
That's the same one we doing, that we do with maintenance rate, just add another two.
Exactly. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Also, in pre-council, I asked you all if you all would consider allocating another $10,000 out of that community development COVID fund that we got, so that I can continue to work with Ms. Muhammad and we try to help individuals with utility services. I agree. We got a lot of them that's not qualifying, but we got a whole bunch of them that is. I mean, actually, is it further said we got, what, about 400 applications right now? And so.
Right, and so we don't even know all those people that are qualified, because those applications, I have nothing to do with the drawing of those applications. They are so very, very vague. It's going to be very hard to leave them out, because there's nothing on there about place of employment, who your employer is, when was your last work date, nothing of that nature. So literally, we'll have to go through there and call those people to find out where they work, who their employer was, when was the last day they worked, to make sure they qualify. Because there's nothing on there. I mean, it's just almost a blank application, to be honest with you. And that's going to be a lot of filtering through, calling all those people to find out where, and then you'll have to call the employer to see if for sure those people actually work there, and if they got laid off on the day they said they did. I had nothing to do with drawing that up. Had I had anything to do with it, all of those questions would have been placed on the application, because I've done this for many years.
All they gotta do is
And now
bring a
you
letter
got
from
to
HR.
try to find out
Just bring a
where
letter
they
from
work,
HR.
the last workday, then call the employer to verify that they're actually telling the truth in order for them to qualify.
Everybody wants to hand down on that.
Well, it's a process, and like I said, we got to weed through it.
I just saw the application yesterday when they were given to me. I hadn't seen nothing prior to that. It's just basically a blank application, name, phone number, address, you know, how many in the household, nothing about employer, place of employment, nothing.
Can I make two suggestions?
Sure.
Number one, we're going to make a motion that we go ahead on and put the 10,000, so we don't use this time. But what we need to do, I think the pressure we can put back on administration or Ms. Muhammad. What we need to do, hopefully we need to go to the employer and get a letter from them stating that, you know, that they're no longer employed or that, you know, they're laid off. I think it's not Ms. Muhammad administration.
Sure. I mean, those some things we're gonna look at.
You're breaking up. All I heard was Ms. Muhammad. What did she say?
What I'm saying is, I think, I mean, this is just a suggestion that I suggest that we go ahead on and add 10,000 down to stay where it is. We go back to where we're in light of everything. I think it's upon the person that's
I cannot hear. Somebody's paper is rattling or something, and I want to get an understanding of what is being said.
Okay. What I'm saying is, you know, I said that this shouldn't be upon administration or yourself. It should be upon, you know, the client, I mean, the people that's seeking this substance. So what they need to do is go back to their employer and bring information that they need to get anything, because you're not going to make a phone call or anything.
But they're going to call that person to let them know they need to do this.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, again, I mean, you know, going back to the employer, you know what I mean? I think that's going to be whatever they need to do. That's what
But yeah, they need to bring documentation from their employee, but that was not put on the application, so how are they supposed to know to do that? I mean, we'll get it worked out. I'm just saying that's just an extra burden on everybody who's trying to deal with it. And the COVID itself is bad enough, but all I'm saying is from going forward, whenever we do something like this, try to at least seek people who are accustomed to working in this area of expertise to know basically what you need and what you don't need. Because that's one of the first things you do is ask place of employment, how long you've worked, when terminated, things of that nature, in order to have a complete legitimate application, and there's nothing on there. So even if the person has to go back and bring some kind of affidavit from the employer, the phone call will still have to be made to that individual to tell them we need an affidavit from, because most of the ones I look through is just a little blanket application and a utility bill, nothing else. So how will I know they qualify not to? We'll have to go through their me and my committee and call those people and tell them you need to bring us some kind of an affidavit. If that place of business is still open, that they're saying they work or they work.
Ms. Muhammad.
So we'll get it worked out. I'm just saying, going forward, we need to be a little bit more thorough.
Let's work together and get an application together. Mr. Warner and Nick.
Well, we don't need an application.
I mean,
even if you put $10,000 more into that for utility assistance, it's already extended. Because if you have over 400 applications, that $20,000 is only going to get 200 applicants.
It's also, but a lot of it's going to be weeded out because with the mandates of these dollars, we can't use them. Exactly.
Where they work and when they work.
Exactly. I'm with that, and our utility is not cutting anyone off this month.
This weeding out process, now that I've looked at the applications, is going to take a while.
Yeah.
Imagine having to call 400 people.
Yeah, but we're going to get it worked out because utility won't cut anyone off until June, so no one will be cut off to that.
Breaking up again. I can't hear you.
I said we are not cutting anyone off in the month of May, so we'll get some help here with you to make sure we get through this process. I mean, this has been totally different, especially with this COVID-19. None of us could have expected it.
I can't understand a word Mayor is saying. I'm sorry, Mayor. No disrespect. I just can't understand what you're saying.
All right, we'll work it out and we get everything together. So we have a motion and a second on the floor. Could we call the vote?
Who was second, Mayor? I'm sorry.
Yeah, who was the first?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
James was the first.
I'll do the second.
Tracy the second.
Oh, okay.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Muhammad, I get with you, come by your house, and we'll put our heads together and see what would be the best direction. Yeah, come on. Okay, I'll be here at the office.
I said it jokingly, but I can't. We can meet in your office.
Okay, that'd be fine. In appointments, I have no presentations. Any announcements?
Mayor, one thing back to Chris, is Todd still there?
No, he had another meeting. He working out the power supply agreement, so they had to go back.
Okay, what I was wanting to do is get something from him, or get our communication directors with him and Ms. Amanda, where they can kind of like talk and put something out where people can kind of see and understand what's going on, because you notice we did this in pre-council, but he made the presentation. But at the same time, I just would like for it to be made to the public where they understand. See what I'm saying? Is that something that we can work on?
Yeah, that's fine. We actually gonna have a council meeting tomorrow at 1:30. Make sure I have them both there to go through the same thing they went through, so the public can get it as well. If we'll work with Nick and get everything on social media, so the public will have something to go to and see what the problem is. No problem.
And one other thing too, without looking at the resolution.
Okay.
First, is it any kind of way? Have you looked at it?
I didn't hear your question. What you said, Councilman?
The resolution in person that you was trying to add today. Did you get a chance to look at it?
Yes, I did. I looked at it and read it. I guess one of the things that I'm kind of concerned about is I don't have a date when our finance director would be back, and we still as a city got to move, and whomever you all elect, that'd be fine with me. I'm just trying to get something in place so we can start.
I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about the amendment that we were talking about doing on
the cards.
On the track to change it up to.
Yeah.
The reason I asked that is because we go back and look. Tomorrow, since you're gonna have one, can we have that kind of clean up a little bit so we can kind of understand, get that email to us so we can really use it? Because it got a lot of numbers in different places.
Okay, yeah, I'll simplify it for you. I do understand what you're saying. I will.
I'm looking at it, it's just got a lot of numbers, you know what?
Yeah.
I like for it to be something, you know, put out to us so we can read it. And then if we can get it today where we can read it.
Sure, because right now we approved 367,710, and the 7,000 cards came back at 351,750, which left us 15,000 in the good, and the new quote for additional 1,000 cards was 50,000. So we do the math to 34,290. So yeah, I would get that out and simplify it for you. I get it to you today, so you talk about it, discuss it, and we move on from there. So tomorrow we'll have the numbers. That'd be no problem. I'll make sure they have them today. All right, appreciate it.
Did you do planning commission recommendations?
Also,
I haven't done that yet.
Okay, I was trying to make sure.
also, I need to.
Planning commission.
I need to approve the planning commission recommendations.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Announcements, I just want to say once again publicly, I want to appreciate East Arkansas Family Health Center for all their work they've done. The testing right now is currently still going on if they haven't ran out of tests, but we had a lot of individuals coming up, walking up, as well as driving around in their cars, getting tested for COVID-19. I think this is going to be good for our community. We're also going to work on the next one at Lou Arena, Senior House, the gym parking lot. So we're looking to do that next. And second, I just want to say happy birthday to the city of West Memphis. Today is our 93rd birthday. We actually was incorporated as a city in 1927 by Z.H. Bragg. So happy birthday, West Memphis. Any other announcements?
It's one other thing that I like to, I'm going to say tomorrow. That's okay, I'll just wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for it. There's a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, aye? Opposed? All right, see you all tomorrow, 1:30.